Thank you for joining us today on our program, Our Story from Diaspora, where we share the stories of brave men and women who left their native land to pursue their dreams elsewhere. They share the stories of why they left their country and how was transitioned for them in their host country, the challenges they went through, what kept them going, and how they are living their dreams. And one of the reasons for this platform is to encourage, those who aspire to get to where they are to get it right. And today on the program, we are privileged to have Tope Oladimeji. And Tope is a registered nurse in Virginia. And she'll be telling us, she'll be sharing her stories with us on why she left Nigeria to pursue her dreams in America. And you're all free to send in your questions. You can unmute yourself and ask your question, or perhaps you could send in your question on the chat. So, Tope, how are you doing today?
I'm fine. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks so much for honoring our invitation.
You're welcome.
Thank you. So, Tope, can we get to know you? Who is Tope? Tell us more about yourself.
Okay, my name is Tope Oladimeji. I'm a mother, I'm a wife, I'm a registered nurse. I've been a registered nurse for about 7 years now. I'm a registered nurse in Nigeria, a registered nurse in the state of Virginia. I'm an only child to my dad and the second for my mom. And I have a beautiful son.
Wow.
Currently, I work in a state hospital, in a psychiatric state hospital as a nurse unit manager. In school for my master's degree in psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner. That's the little bit about me right now.
That's a beautiful profile. You recently graduated from you had your master's
Grand Canyon.
Yeah, in Virginia. Did you have a BSc in Nigeria?
In Grand Canyon University.
Yeah,
no.
No.
I completed my bachelor's in nursing in Grand Canyon University in Phoenix.
Oh, okay. So I understand here in America, having a BSc and even a master's is not enough for you to advance in your career. There are some licenses and certification you have to obtain. So for the nursing profession, what are those licenses and certifications that could help you advance in your career? And do we have such kind of thing back home in Nigeria?
Not necessarily licensed, because I do not, apart from my nursing license, I do not have any other license. I'm not a licensed psychiatric nurse, but I'm working in a psychiatric hospital.
Okay.
I would say it's more beneficial to have your degree, your bachelor's at least, to be able to move up the ladder. And that was exactly what I did when I got into the country. I ensured that I started off with my bachelor's, because that's one of the goals I've actually set for myself before coming into the country. I just feel like not necessarily, if you are interested in getting certification, that's your choice. But I feel like just your dedication and perseverance and the right attitude will get you where you need to be. I completed just 1 year working experience with the hospital where I worked, the psychiatric hospital I worked before I got promoted. Not because I got any license, because I didn't get any certification. Not because of my degree, because I had other people in the same level where I was as a child who had their masters and all that. It's just when the opportunity came, I grabbed it. Yeah.
Okay.
It's just the right attitude and the right mindset and be goal oriented, because that's the kind of person I am. I set my mind to do something and I ensure I go through that path to ensure I achieve them.
Okay. What of someone coming in with a BSc in another part of the country? Would they have such kind of privilege?
Yes, I would advise that before you come, if you have the opportunity, you evaluate your educational documents and all that before you come. So when you come in, it will be easy for you to blend in. If you want to go for your master's, you have your transcript already evaluate, and so it will be easy for you to move on. Yeah.
Okay, sorry, what are the nursing health system practice, their policies and law in America? And how does that different from that of Nigeria?
Oh, a lot. uh, it's totally different. So I'm going to say a little story. When I was in Nigeria, I had little experience with med-surg. Most my experience was basically outpatient, ER, a little of ICU, very little ICU experience, very little here and there, NIC, neonatal intensive care unit and all that. But basically, my major experience was in the ER and the outpatient. And when I came into the country, the first place of assignment was in Med-Surg Hospital. I'm telling you, it's not joke. I immediately I called my friend. I said, "Hey, if you are coming down here to do Med-Surg, better sit up because it's totally different. The workload, the equipment, the especially the medications, the names of their medications is not brand names that we are used to back
Yeah.
home. There are some medications that you will never see here that we've never heard of, or maybe if we heard of in school, just in school, we never saw. When I was assigned to that medical surgical ward, it was challenging. Trust me, I didn't survive. I did only 3 months and I was reassigned.
Can you mute
Yeah,
yourself?
it's um
Go ahead,
it's
Brother.
it was tough. I had to. It was like I was learning from the basics when it comes to their infusion, from the basic stuff like infusion tubes, um, stuff that I as a nurse in Nigeria, I know I would never do that. Like doing bladder scan myself. I'm like,
Wow.
why should I do bladder scan myself and all that stuff? Uh, you are basically in charge of the patient care. You you have to be at the top of it, communicating with the physician, communicating with the lab, communicating with the radiology department, and ensuring that you're on top of it. And again, pain medication is the patient right here. In Nigeria, at least there you can say you can, but here the patient is always right. If the patient wants pain meds, they will set the alarm for you. They will set the alarm for you, and they will call you, and you have to give. At first, the one major problem I had when I came to the medical unit was pain meds. I couldn't understand why someone would be taking all this very hard, strong pain medication round the clock. I like space this thing, but I had to get used to it. I'll have like 7 patients on the floor. One patient will be on heparin infusion. Another one is going through withdrawal symptom, like all kinds of stuff for just one person. So you have the patient population is different. Patient rights is very important. They take HIPAA very serious. You have to ensure that you're protecting your patient privacy, which is something that Nigerian nurses can learn, because I know that nobody has really taken into consideration taking a nurse to court for violating their privacy, because we do it even unknowingly, unconsciously. But here you have to be very careful with your patient's privacy, ensure that you're not violating any HIPAA laws. And basically, you just have to bring your head down to learn, because you have to learn the equipment, you have to learn the processes. Yeah, some of the procedures are similar, but they have different procedures. Like when I wanted to do a surgical wound dressing, Me, I was doing all the Nigerian serene, do this, do that, do that. They just say, oh, yeah, pick this, pick that, and you're you're on the go. You have to be fast. No time to waste time. You're like I came in here pregnant. I didn't say that. I came in here 7 weeks pregnant, and it was like nobody said, "Oh, this pregnant lady, sit down, oh." Or let's give her smaller patient count. They'll still give me the same number of patients that they gave to other nurses, because we are all here making the money. It's nothing like, oh, you are pregnant, sit down, or this one is old, sit down. You know, in Nigeria, I say, matron, sit down, let me do it for you. This one, everybody's working for their money, and you just go with the flow. Yeah, but like I said, I didn't survive the message. Within 3 months, I was reassigned to psychiatry, and since then, I've been loving it. I'm in love with psych. I don't think I'll ever branch into any other specialty. That's why I ventured into the psychiatric mental health nurse for my master's.
Wow, that's interesting. For those of you joining us, if you have any question for our guest, you can unmute yourself and ask your question, or better still, you can send your questions on the chat, in the chat, I mean to say. So yeah, you made mention that you were pregnant, when you came in, and it was quite a challenge for you. So now we would like to know, okay, first, why did you decide to leave Nigeria, to
It's
pursue
obvious
your...
now, for greener pastures. I was tired of the you see, I earned 50,000 naira in Nigeria. I earned 90,000 naira in Nigeria. I earned 85,000 as a nurse in Nigeria. But that was part of my motivation. I needed something better. I needed
Yeah.
to experience the real nursing. That's what I say. I wanted to be better. In Nigeria, I don't have a bachelor's because I couldn't see myself after nursing school going to do my degree for 5 years. I knew that when I come here, I'll get it within a very short period of time. So I ensured that I researched on what the academics in nursing looks like, what the career path for a nurse look like, and I saw a lot of opportunities. I didn't have all the money in this world for me to start my process. So you can start wherever you are. When I started, I just did my research, and the first thing I needed to do was do my IELTS, write my IELTS. And once I passed the IELTS, I got into communication with some agencies, and I made the decision to go with Ogredi Payton International. And they were the best. I always say it. I don't know about other agencies, but Ogredi nurtured me. Ogredi guided me, and they saw me through the whole process. When I wrote my IELTS, then getting the visa to go to the Philippines, to write the NCLEX, and after I passed the NCLEX, they'll guide you. They'll provide resources for you to learn the questions and understand the NCLEX examination. They guided me throughout the whole process. They gave me a lot of tests. I had to prove to them that I was ready for the NCLEX exam. And when they knew I was ready, and I was sent to the Philippines. I came back, and the visa process was like magic. Before I opened my eye, it was time for immigration. It was stressless. I went for my medicals, went for my interview, and during the interview, I was thinking that they will not ask me nursing related questions. But guess what? During the immigration interview, the interviewer asked me I should describe how I would prepare a patient for a surgical procedure before the surgery, intraoperative period and post-operative period. I'm like, is this NCLEX again? This is it not visa? But I was shocked. I had to tell people, like, you can get any questions during the immigration interview, and I say, nurse, I know that I should know how to prepare my patient for surgery and post surgery. And when I got my visa, immediately within few weeks, they got me my ticket, and I had to pay for my husband's ticket. and we came down here. I landed first in Arkansas, and that was my first place of assignments, and that was where I did message. Message, like I said, was challenging because I had not experienced such. Even people that did message in Nigeria, when they come here, they see the difference. The most important thing is do the work, you get paid. That's why I like America. Work and you get your pay. Not in Nigeria, you work finish, you can't pray for the pay to come. And that's it.
All right, starting out in any country is not easy. It's not as easy as we think it is back home. There are a lot of challenges, a lot of obstacles. You came in pregnant, and I know that was a very big challenge for you. And then you're coming into a new system. You have to unlearn everything you know back home and start learning them. So along the way, there are so many challenges, And what were those challenges you encountered? How were you able to, overcome them, and what kept you going?
The number one challenge was the weather.
Sure.
The food. I was pregnant and I was craving some kind of food. I couldn't taste anything. Those were my major challenges then. When I started work, the equipment. The Nigerian hospitals, even the best of the best hospitals, do not have the equipment that you will see here. They might have some, but the same process is not what you're going to find here. I had to understand their the HIPAA policy. Like I said, that one was I have to consciously remind myself that no matter what I do, I should not violate the HIPAA policies. Then orientation. When you come in, during the orientation, there's a lot of information. So I would advise that before you start work, during the orientation, you ensure that you take down, assimilate everything you are being taught, because that's what you're going to use when you go back to the first. Once you come on the floor, even though they give you a preceptor, the preceptor is going to say they are very happy that they have someone to help do their running around. So take whatever you're being taught in the orientation class very seriously, because you're going to need it when you start working. And communication, accent. Yeah, some of the patients were really nice. They'll tell you, "Oh, I'm having a hearing problem. That's why I can't hear you. Can you repeat yourself again?" Don't get offended. Don't get offended. Repeat yourself if you have to. Explain yourself. You don't have to be nasty. Sometimes I know you might be offended. "Oh, you got an accent and all that." Yeah, I know I have an accent. You also have an accent, but I can repeat myself for you to understand what I'm saying. Communication was one of it. The work and life balance. I was working 3 times a week, but it was as if I was working 7 times a week. The remaining 4 days, I'm using it to sleep. Before I adjusted, okay, how many hours I need to rest to be able to attend to my family needs, my career needs, and my work needs. When I came, I wasn't doing any overtime because obviously I was pregnant. I couldn't stress myself much. But when you get and used to the system, I would advise that you make all the money you can. We didn't come here to Cambridge. I tell my people, I said I didn't cross all the ocean to come here and Cambridge. I came here to make this money, and I continue to improve myself.
Most important.
Yes, I came close to people I knew that had the information, because I must get that information to get me to where I need to be. And that was how I started my degree. I started my degree immediately. I started work. And before I knew it, it was over. Stop procrastinating. You had goals before you came to this country. So when you come, don't forget about the goals and get engrossed in just the work and all that. You have to remember your goals and continue to tick off those goals that you set for yourself, and ensure that you're ticking off frequently. Like I told myself, once I get to the US, I want to get my degree. And the minute I stepped my foot here, I started contacting the schools that I was researching about before I came here. Research those schools. Make the plans for yourself. Research those schools that you would like to go to before you come here, so that when you come here, it will be easy. Evaluate your transcript. I didn't evaluate my transcript. Nobody told me that. I would have evaluated my transcript. It would have been more easier for me to get into school, because if you are here and you are calling your school from America, Niger, madam, we don't have your result now, or pay how much, something that you would have done while you were there. They will know that you're in Nigeria. If you call them with when you call them with international number, the whole thing changes. So get your result evaluated before you come here. If you want to go back to school, evaluate your result. Get your transcript ready. Know what you want to do. When I came in here, I didn't know that I would do psychiatry. I knew I wanted to go to school, but I didn't know so it took time for me to get myself together, but I'm still achieving my goals. And that's it.
So what are the areas that people should really want to consider, like those who have not really had their bachelor's and maybe they want to do a master's? What are the areas you think, for those who likely will want to come to the US? Let me say, what are those areas that are of high value, in this society? Because I know you people. Okay.
So for me, I came here with a lot of dreams, and the time I've used to achieve those dreams are unbelievable. Like, I came in, I started my degree. By the time I got into psych, because my agency sold me, I used the word sold because they sold my contract to the states, and I was not really happy. But when I came, I saw that it was for my own good. I didn't have any contract with the agency, and I became a state employee, and that gave me the opportunity. Yeah, and I'm always grateful to God for bringing me here, because within 1 year I became a nurse unit manager. Not because I was the most brilliant, but the dedication to my work.
Yeah, they value that a lot. Yeah.
Yes, the dedication to my work. Some people say, "Oh, you are black, the racism, blah blah blah." I don't believe in that. Put yourself out there, position yourself, so that when promotion comes, it will locate you. I ensure that I understood the environment where I found myself. I looked for the opportunities and I grabbed them when they came. Like, when I applied for this position, it wasn't like a do or die situation, but I knew I wanted it, and I tried my best to ensure that I did well in the interview, and by God's grace, I became the unit manager. And I didn't stop there. When I became the unit manager, I was kind of relaxed that, okay, I've gotten my bachelor's. Let me calm down small before I go back to school. Then I had to remind myself, you didn't come here to calm down.
Exactly.
Immediately, I enrolled for my master's, and it's challenging. I'm not going to lie, but when you set your mind to achieve something, you will achieve it. And when you have a family that encourages you, very important in this place. Very important. If you are coming here as a married woman, you need to have some conversation with your husband, because it's going to be difficult for a man to leave his career and follow you down here. You have to have some serious discussion on how you guys are going to plan yourself. My husband has been very supportive, and that's why I'm able to achieve all what I've been able to achieve. If we're doing opposite stuff, we can't get to where we are now. We had to sacrifice on both sides. We had to compromise on both sides. We had to communicate, understand, and put some other person's goal ahead of. Then, okay, you do this first, and I'll do this. And that's marriage thing. If you are married, have those conversations with your husband. Especially when you come here, you need this financial support, physical support, emotional support from your spouse when you're here, because your head needs to be leveled. When you're having work stress, you don't want to combine work stress with marital stress or other life stresses. So it's very important you have some difficult conversation with your spouse before you come here, especially if you're a woman and you're bringing your husband that has had a career of his own in Nigeria. It's not easy because when you come here, if you're not a nurse, it's very difficult for you to rise. People in other professional bodies, when they come here, they have to start from scratch. You have to look for the necessary stuff you need before you get a job. You can't just come here as a microbiologist in Nigeria. You come here and you expect to get a microbiology job, or a banker in Nigeria. You come here and you get those. You start from the basics, and you need to look into the career path that you've chosen. How does that career path unfold themselves here in America? Compare, what do I need to do to get myself in this position? Do I need to get a degree? Do I need to get certification? Where do I need to position myself? I'm saying this because most of the nurses that are married come here with their husbands, and it's difficult for them to get jobs. Have that discussion. If the man want to change career path, have that discussion before you come here. Okay, when we come to America, do you want to do nursing? Do you want to go back to school to do, all those stuff, depending on what the man has agreed with you to do. So when you come here, you know that you get into it. That's what I'll say about that.
Yeah, that's a very, very good advice, because if you don't plan this thing, I mean, we hear of so many nurses when they come in here, they start having issue with their partner.
With their
It's due to misunderstanding. They didn't plan things outrightly, before moving. And then when they start receiving dollar, maybe the wife is making more than the husband. It becomes
exactly.
So you need to put it right. Like you said, have that conversation. It's important. It's so important. So Tope, if you have the opportunity to go back to Nigeria now, and change the nursing system in Nigeria, I mean, what will you be bringing to the table?
First of all, respect for nurses. In America, there's a lot of respect for nurses. All those doctor ordering a nurse around, when you know your stuff, all you need to do is show that you know your stuff. We work, there's no, the doctor is the head and the nurse is the tail. Here, we are all a team. We are all part of the treatment team. We are all contributing to the recovery of the patient. And that's the kind of stuff I would like to see in Nigeria. That sense of team between the nurses, the doctors, the lab scientists, the pharmacists. There should be a sense of community, sense of understanding, and everyone should have respect for each other. Because in Nigeria, some other medical professions see themselves above other professionals, and the nurses always get the shorter end of the stick. So that's what I would like to change if I have the opportunity in Nigeria. And nurses should go to school. School is very important. You continue to improve yourself professionally so that you can get, the respect doesn't just come like that. You have to work for respect. You have to position yourself in the right place for you to get respect. If you went to school of nursing and you're okay, I know the conditions in Nigeria are difficult for you to progress academically and also work. How many nurses in Nigeria own a car? A very few. A very, very, very few. And the pay is so little and we do so much. If I could change anything, is the pay. We're doing so much. At least we should be comfortable. At least comfortable. And I knew my struggles back home. Waiting from every month for your salary to enter. Even before the salary enter your account, you've already spent it.
Exactly.
I was basically working to pay rent. Yes, that's the ugly truth. I was working to pay rent before I left Nigeria. Every month, I carried the money, put one side for my rent. And it's painful because we should be celebrated. Nurses should be celebrated. We should be comfortable, not after all what we've been through and all what we're contributing to medical profession, then we have nothing to write home about. I would like to see nurses up above. Look at the Surgeon General here in America. The latest ones. I heard she's a nurse. I want to see nurses in those high positions. Yeah.
Oh, that's
Those are the
good.
things I would like to see different for nurses in Nigeria.
Okay.
For our voices to matter.
Sure.
We've a lot of stuff have been thrown, a lot of debt have been thrown on nurses. Any bad thing they attribute it to a nurse. Oh, a nurse is a prostitute, a nurse is a sex object, a nurse is barren, a nurse can't achieve anything. No, that I want that mentality to change. We are more than that. And we need, first of all, we need to respect ourselves before we can gain respect from other medical professionals. How do we present ourselves? How do we treat our patients? How do we work with the team? Let's show our intellectual part. We are intelligent people. If we're not intelligent, there's no way we'll go through nursing school and succeed. I tell people, I said, when I was in nursing school in Nigeria, it was hell. I had to put in so much effort. But when I was doing my degree here, it was like I was in Alice in Wonderland. It was, I wouldn't say very easy, but when I compare it to the educational system, when with regards to nursing in Nigeria and what I experienced here, I'm like, I just sit in my house with my laptop and I'm doing my assignment, I'm doing my test, I'm like Nigeria. You don't want cram the whole anatomy,
As in,
cram this, and you pour it back word for word in the exam hall. You write and write and write and write. You have to, we are very intelligent people. So when we come here, we excel.
so yeah.
Every nurse is intelligent. As far as you pass the nursing board in Nigeria, my dear, you can pass in place. Because we are intelligent people. We've gained so much knowledge. We were trained right. Every day I appreciate the nursing school I went to. I went to Lagos University Teaching Hospital School of Nursing, because if they didn't train me well, I won't be where I am.
Sure.
I won't cope. This won't be as easy as it is for me. So that's what I'll say.
I could remember when I was, when I was in school here, and then some of our exams, they'll tell you it's take-home exam. I'm like, take-home exam? Then I don't have any reason to even have it.
Where you go fit?
When they gave me free expo, on the right hand mode. Okay, you see, every young person in Africa sees migration as an ultimate goal. What's your view about it? Is it that, we've lost all focus, in Nigeria? And really going by what is happening, is there any hope for the young ones in Nigeria? Do you blame them for leaving?
No, I don't blame them, because I left because I needed a greener pasture. So me, I'm even asking them to come. Let's come, make this money and go back and improve our country. So if you have the opportunity, my dear, run. That's what I'll say. There's hope for Nigeria, but we need to make this money and be the influence, be the change. I'm not saying that, run and forget your motherland or your country. But come, if there's a brighter, when there's something brighter, won't you go for that? When there's something greener, you go for that. Achieve what you want to achieve, then go back home and influence, be the change. A lot of nurses will come here, make the money, make the name, be influential, and forget home. So let's take that change home. Let's be the change. Let's be the influence. Like I say, I would sometimes go home and be the change. And I'm still influencing from here, talking to people from here, influencing people from here. You can, I wouldn't say there's no hope. And I wouldn't say don't leave Nigeria, because I left.
Yeah.
And my life is much more better than it was when I was over there. I cannot overemphasize that phrase much more. When it's time for my check to come in, I see my check in Nigeria. The month will end. The 44th day, we are still waiting on salary, and all those things need to change. We've worked for the money. Pay the wages, youth. charge the patient. It's not like you're not making this money. It's so sad, really, really sad that after working, you can't get paid immediately. That's one of the challenges I faced while I was a nurse back home. At the end of the month, you're still waiting on your salary. And that salary is what you use to pay your way to work, feed yourself, and do other stuff. There's a lot that can be improved upon in Nigeria, especially in the nursing profession. Our leaders at the top, those nurses in politics, what are they doing? They should continue to change the policies to favor nurses. Mm-hmm. Let's stop the archaic nursing ways. Let's focus on things that will take us higher instead of talking about nurse pack your hair, don't wear small this, don't do this. Let's look for ways to improve ourselves, to bring ourselves forward in the medical profession in Nigeria.
All right, Rebecca, you can unmute yourself and ask your question. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Then ask your question.
Okay. Good evening, Nigerian time, North Tope.
Yes, good afternoon over here.
Okay, I'm happy to have you. I've been waiting for this opportunity.
Okay.
I'm a nurse. I'm a practicing nurse in Nigeria. And I've already started this NCLEX process already. I'm even at the point of, I've done my certificate evaluation. I've registered with T-Bond, but I'm self-sponsored anyway. But now the band issue, and then the COVID issue have really caused a lot of things. So I don't know. I'm just frustrated down here anyway. So I don't know what is the way forward for us. Is it that we should look elsewhere? Maybe as in look towards other countries, or how? I really need an advice.
Okay. Thank you so much. I feel your struggle because I have so many friends that have even gotten to the immigration process. They've written their NCLEX. They've gotten to I-140 stage and all that. I feel your pain. I feel your struggle, my sister. And I would say do not lose hope. I am confident and I have faith that the ban will soon be lifted. But at the meantime, instead of being frustrated, I would advise that if you've written IELTS, have you written IELTS?
No.
Okay, I would advise that you write IELTS, and there are other opportunities while you wait for your ultimate goal. You can go to the UK. I have so many friends that are there waiting on the ban to be lifted before they come down here. But don't stop working on your main goal of coming here. You can write your NCLEX. Go ahead and write your NCLEX so that when that ban is lifted, you are already positioned, you are ready to come. You understand? Don't give up. Write your NCLEX. Go ahead, prepare for the exam, write your NCLEX, and I would say you should look for an agency. Even though Nigeria has a ban, look for an agency because it's easier for you to get your visa, your immigrant visa with an agency. I didn't go through any stress. They were the one doing all the paperwork. My own was just going to where they asked me to go to. So continue the process, but at the same time, have something that will keep you a little bit relaxed. You can, I don't know if you have any resources for you to go to the UK. I know there's an exam they write. I've forgotten the name. I can't remember the name right now.
CBT.
But yeah, CBT. You can do that and go to the UK. There's an NCLEX venue there. There's person view in London, so you can write your NCLEX there while you're still working. And I heard the UK process is much faster. and
Okay.
you wait until the ban is over. Once the ban is over, you can continue your this thing, and you come down here. At least you don't want to regret when they leave. If they leave the ban tomorrow, are you ready? That's my question to you. If they leave,
Yes,
if
I've been reading. I've been reading. I've been preparing.
so don't be frustrated. Do not be
Okay.
frustrated. I know it's not easy knowing that there's a ban, but
Yeah.
what I'll say is my advice is continue preparing. Write your exam.
Okay.
Do not stop. Don't stop the process because there's a ban.
Yeah.
They can
So,
leave the ban any moment. So when they
okay.
leave the ban, you want to be ready. You don't want to start struggling. Then again, what if something else happens? You want to make yourself ready before the ban is lifted.
Okay. Okay. So,
So I'll
you,
ask that you prepare for IELTS, because IELTS is the first thing. Oh, you can't also come to the UK without your IELTS. So get your IELTS ready,
okay.
and you should be
So,
looking towards having 7 across. I don't know what the requirement is for the UK right now, but when I was
7
in
band.
Nigeria, I think it was 7 across,
I
7
think
band.
it's still 7. It should still be
Okay.
7. And then
But
you
the
talk
US,
about
all you need is in the US, all you need is 7 for speaking, and aggregate total band score of 7. You can have any other thing, but as far as your total band is 7 and your speaking was 7, then it's fine.
okay.
But I want you to plan towards having 7 across so you can use it to go to the UK and start working and keep waiting until when you are able to come down here. I have a lot of friends in the UK right now that have passed their NCLEX. They are just waiting for the ban. Those ones, once the ban is lifted, they're already ready. They're already positioned for
Yeah.
them to come over.
Mhm.
So you do not lose in any way. You're already
Okay.
outside Nigeria. You're already making your money, and you're waiting for the ban to be lifted.
Okay. So you okay, like my CS report was ready August, and now with the
Okay.
issue of the band and the COVID, there's no way I can take the exam now since all centers as in international flight in no international flight in Nigeria.
Yeah,
So
I
what do I
understand.
do? Do I need to extend my application with the T-bond or go back to CGFNS or how?
I would want for you to either extend or communicate with CGFNS to guide you on what to do. I heard in the news that they are thinking of opening international flights in Nigeria
Yeah.
sometime
Yeah.
in September or so.
Yes.
Initially they said August 20 something, but now I'm hearing September. So
Yeah.
I believe that very soon we should be able to fly from Nigeria to wherever we need to go to write the exam. I don't know how true it is. I heard there's also center in Africa now for NCLEX.
South Africa, but they are
I
not
heard it was
really
in South
giving
Africa. South
Nigerian.
Africa.
Yeah, yes, but not Nigeria are not really giving a visa to there to write exam there. So
Okay.
most Nigerians go to
You
Philippines.
can go to the Philippines. Yeah. Philippines visa was very easy for me. I initially applied for the UK, but I was denied. Then I had to start the whole process again, and I had to go to Abuja and apply for the visa. I got it within 2-3 days. So I think Philippines is less stressless. I tried India, but Indian was even worse. Well, I advise you use the Philippines if South Africa is not easy. But I thought the whole idea was to make it easier for
Yeah,
African nurses
for
to
Africa. Mm.
write the exams. But I'll advise that you at least stop whatever you are doing and write your IELTS. Write your IELTS. Get a good
Okay,
score.
okay,
Then you can
okay.
now focus on where you want to write your NCLEX and whatever.
Exam.
Because you still
Okay,
need your
okay.
IELTS for the US immigration.
Sure.
So
Yes.
get your IELTS ready. Because you don't want to be
Okay.
preparing in a hurry for IELTS. So now that it's still a ban,
Yes.
you can use this opportunity to this time to prepare for your IELTS.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I think the COVID also is an opportunity for people, to look back at what they really need to do to get themselves prepared for whatever they need to achieve. So it's like a break in life. We are always working, so it's a way of giving us that break we never had for ourselves, to have a self
For
reflection.
some of us, because for
Yeah,
some of us, we didn't have a break.
I'm working, but
I'm still working.
there, you have opportunity to do those things, you weren't able to do,
Yeah.
so that's part of it. So I don't know if anybody has any other question for our guest. This is your opportunity to ask your question, because we have a lot of guests in the house. Shout out to all our nurses. I mean, we have a lot of nurses in the house. Shout out to all our nurses.
Okay.
Okay. Tucker, let's go back to our discussion. So,
Okay.
what can people in diaspora do, to address the current situation in Nigeria? I mean, what contribution can we make to help our youth, for them to look beyond the failures of our leaders, to work together to build a better Nigeria?
I would say it's basically influencing through different means. You can use the social media to influence people from wherever you are. Let them see, when people see what you're doing, they tend to follow. When they see that something is working well for you, they tend to follow. And I would say advocating for nurses. You can advocate from anywhere. I have a friend who is in Canada. She's doing a lot of good work on social media with regards to the profession. She's creating change, creating awareness on what more we can do for ourselves as a profession. Yeah, so that's basically it. The only two way I speak to people that I know, and the information I give to them, they pass it on. I don't even know the next person they are going to pass the information. I'm always open to provide that information. What I know, I share it with others. Okay, this is what I have done. This is what I've worked for me. This is what I did and I failed in. So you don't make the same mistake again, because everyone doesn't have to make the same mistake. If I've made a mistake, then the next person shouldn't be making the same mistake. So I'll let them know the route I took, the information and all that. And like I'm not just a nurse here. I started my business here in the US. I have a scrub line, Josie Scrub World. I started in June. I was afraid of like in this America, there are a lot of scrub businesses here, but look at me now. The business is still growing, and you can achieve anything you set your mind to do. Not just come here and focus on work, 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 work. You have other things. Even as I'm in school, I'm working. I have a business. I have a family, and God is helping me. You need God also here.
Sure,
Not just family. You need God. You need supportive family. You need God.
of course. You know. No, but the thing is that are youth ready? This is also a platform, to, I mean, we are telling stories, not that we are just telling them that things are going on well with us here. We are letting them know the process we took. It wasn't easy starting out here. A
Yes.
lot of people had a story to tell. How
Yes.
it was for them, my guest yesterday, if you listen to her story, you will like, wow, she went through a lot, but now she's living her dream. So it's a way of encouraging them, to look within themselves and to also get their facts right. But they don't take advantage of all this opportunity being given to them. And that's one of the problem we are having. Like someone said, instead of our youth to think of what to do, okay, the money they spent in data or the money, the time they spent sitting down. I'm not asking them to watch not to watch Big Brother, the time, energy they spent in, watching and arguing, about people's personal affairs, they would have utilized that, time.
So I'm not gonna tell anyone not to watch Big Brother or spend time on. Let me tell you, while I was preparing for my exams, I didn't stop I was working.
Yeah.
I still had time to browse the internet because I love when I need to relax, I need to take
Of
my
course.
mind off something. I took break, but there's time for everything. That's what I'll say. There's
Yeah.
time for everything. Even if you say, okay, from in a 24 hours time of a day, you need to plan what do you want to achieve within the first, after you wake up, what do you want to do? So when I come back from work, I know, okay, let me rest while I'm relaxing from the stress of the day. I'm watching TV. But once I'm done, I put up the TV and I get down to reading books. You can achieve a lot once you set your mind to do it. I'm not the most serious person in this world. So don't get me wrong, I'm not the most serious person at all. I still struggle with planning, but I still put in effort.
Sure.
I'm not the most intelligent, but I still put in effort. I try to do the right thing. I try to get information. Even the internet, if you use it right, you will gain a lot of information.
Yeah.
So use your internet right, not just for Instagram, Big Brother, or looking at other celebrities that are making money off you. Make money too while you are having fun. So you can go on the internet, but what are you looking out for? Are you going there to just have other people make money off you? Because the more you view people's video, the more you interact under people's comments, you're making money for them. You're making money for them. So make money for yourself. The internet it has advantages and disadvantages. So
Yeah.
depending on what you want to take out from it, a lot of information I know today is from the internet, from surfing the internet, from going online, from checking people. I go check other people's page, see where they are, look at what they are doing, and I get inspired. So look for someone that inspires you and try to work your way to achieve your goals. Nigerian, the struggles in Nigeria will push you to greatness. That was what pushed me to greatness.
You're right. Yeah.
Struggle is part of my success story. If I was so comfortable, I don't think I would have gotten to where I am today.
Yeah.
But when I looked around me, I said, there's nothing for me here. I looked at the nurses ahead of me. I look at the older nurses, and I see how many nurses have retired and they can boast of a house of their own.
Of their own, you
How
know.
many? How many after sacrificing their time, their life? So those are the kind of things I looked at. I turned it around for my own good. I told myself I'm not going to end up like this.
Sure. I can.
It doesn't matter what your background is. You don't have to come from a rich background. I'm not from a rich background, but I took it upon myself that I'm going to be successful. I failed sometimes, and each time I fall, I get up, dust myself, and go on to the next thing.
Yeah, exactly.
It wasn't all a bed of roses. It wasn't. It's my challenges might be little to some other person. So it wasn't a very smooth ride, but His grace was sufficient for me. That's what I'm going to say. Because if I want to tell my story, some people don't believe me. Like, I just heard of the agency and I started working with them, and all of a sudden I'm here. That's how it looks to me. So I can't.
Myself, I use the internet to network, to promote what I'm doing. And I'm telling you, through the internet, I met someone who assisted me in coming to America.
Wow.
So there's a lot of opportunity, in using the social media. That is, they are using it for the right reasons, So we are running out of time. So we'd like you to suggest some good agencies, for our nurses out there who aspires,
Accreditation International. That's the only one I'm going to suggest to people. And let me not just limit your resources to Ogrid. They haven't. There's Passport USA, but of all these three I've mentioned, I not just because I used Ogrid, but because I've heard stories, people's experiences from other agencies, and when I compare the agencies, I feel like Ogrid did a good job.
Okay.
Yeah, they made it so easy. They made it look so easy for me. They made it so easy for me. And now greedy is quite difficult to get because they will ask so many questions. They want to know if you have the experience, at least 1 year experience in method. That's what they are always looking out for.
Okay.
Sometimes when you're lucky, they will just send you to psych, at least to start off. But they are always looking out for ICU nurses and method. They want to look for bed space, the hospital you work, the size of the hospital you work, because they know that if you're not used to that stress, that kind of stressful environment, when you come here, it might be difficult for you to cope. So that's why they always ask, oh, how many beds do your hospital have? And they want to be hearing like 150 beds. I told the agency one time after I finished with them, I said, Nigeria, the truth is we don't have so many hospitals with 150 beds. How many hospitals in Nigeria have 150 beds? It's not everyone that has the opportunity to work in federal hospitals, state hospitals that have those kind of large patient population. Most of us, we were able to get jobs in private hospitals that have some things. The hospital I worked in Nigeria before I came down here, honestly, when I started working there, they didn't even have inpatients. They were just basically a outpatient hospital, an emergency. So, so I had to make some, I will not lie, I had to make some adjustments to my CV just to get OGP attention, because they were asking me for 150 bed. Well, which hospital? But after I they just called them, I said, hey, this expectation is unrealistic for Nigerian nurses. That's why you see a lot of nurses lying about the hospital they work just to get the agency to get them on board.
Yeah.
But it's sad that we don't have such kind of hospital capacity, bed capacity in Nigeria. And thank God I schooled in Lutz, so I could use Lutz to
Okay, that's an
to shine
advantage.
more. Yeah, but those are the challenges I face, especially trying to get on with OGP, because they are so particular about the bed capacity of the hospital you work. They are so particular about med-surg. You have to be working in med-surg. You have or ICU. Like I told
Yeah.
my colleague, I said, hey, while you are preparing to come down here, try to train yourself. If you have 10 patients on your unit, take 6 or take 7 of the seven the most difficult patients and care for them, so that when you come here, when you assign 6 patients, one is on a heparin infusion, one is on abdominal dialysis, one is on different kind of patients on the same unit for you to care for. When you are prepared like that, when you come here, it should be like a piece of cake. Because when you're not used to caring for those kind of patients, and it's not that kind of care that we give in a Luto or this thing that you say, madam, keep quiet, I'll attend to you later. No, once the patient call, you need to attend to the patient.
Sure.
Documentation is very important here.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention, very important. A lot of nurses have lost their license due to lack of documentation. You have to document. They say in the nursing profession, any procedure that has not been documented has not been done.
Yeah, exactly.
You did it and you didn't document, my dear, you didn't do it.
Some points, yeah.
Yes. And when your interaction with the patient, your observation of the patient, you need to be very observant. Any change in the patient condition, you need to communicate with the on-call physician. You need to communicate with the labs. You need to communicate with the radiology department. You need to communicate with different aspects of the team to provide the patient. You can't work in isolation in America as a nurse, especially on the floor. You need to always communicate. You have to observe and communicate the changes, document the changes, document the care you provided, and ensure that you're actually carrying out those things that you're documenting. Don't be like Nigeria, patients slept well and all that, and you're gone. No, you have to be very thorough, very, you have to be conscious about it. You have to be thorough with your care here, because you don't want to lose your license.
Sure.
You don't want to lose your license. Because when you want to lose your license, what else are you going to do here? So you just have to be careful with your documentation, ensuring it's just learn the medication. Take that pharmacology very seriously when you're preparing for NCLEX. Not just prepare for the exam to go and pass the exam. You know, some of us will read for exam and after the exam, it disappears. So you need pharmacology, very important. Understand the medication, the brands and action, reaction, side effects, adverse effect of the medication that you can combine, stuff that all those stuff you need to know it. And patient diet. I'm very sure some of us that have written NCLEX, when the diet aspect, there are some food that we're not used to, or we don't know the class of food and all that. All those things are minor things that we might not know, but it makes a difference when you know them, when you're here. It makes your work easy, make your life easy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Tope, what's your advice to those?
I don't have any bad story. I don't have any bad story, unfortunately, to give.
Yeah,
honestly, if I say bad story, I'll be making up one.
Some we are lucky, some we are unlucky. So please, can you mute yourself? Thank you. So Tope, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
So what's your last last word for me? What's your advice to those who aspire to get to where you are? I mean, I know you've been giving a lot of advice, so not just nurses, also young people out there who aspire, to go out there and pursue their dreams. What's your advice to them? Because
I'll say your dreams. My advice, this is what I want to pass. Your dreams are valid. Believe in yourself. Keep saying those positive things. All the things that I have now, all the things that I've achieved now are things that I said 10 years ago, things that I dreamt of 11 years ago, things that I never thought. I just thought I was just saying it. Continue to say those positive things. Continue to meet people and get influenced by the right kind of people. Continue to expose yourself to those information that you need. I had a lot of information about school, about moving down here. I tried Canada, I tried UK, I tried Australia, I tried Germany. Do you understand? All those information that I got when I was researching, trying to move away. Now, someone called me and needs an information or guidance for any of those countries that I have tried, at least I can say one or two things. Keep believing in yourself. Set goals. Set time frame for achieving those goals. And believe in God. Believe that you can achieve whatever you set your mind to do. Me, I'm an achiever. I set goals for myself and I ensure that I achieve them.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I'll say.
Thank you so much, Tope, for honoring our invitation. Thank you for sharing your stories and all your advice. I believe, a lot of our guests, have, learned one or two things from all what you've said, And thank you all of you for joining us today. Please subscribe to our blog at storyfromdiaspora.com, and also share with your friends, and you can also leave your comments. This video will be uploaded on our blog so that you can tell those who couldn't make it, to listen to what Tope has said, and so that they can know what to do, what step to take to prepare themselves to get to where they want to be. So thank you once again, Tope, and please, when next we call, we believe you come to advise us.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
I'll have to put down some points. If you have any questions, you can send them to me, and I can have it written down in a more understandable. I've been told these things.
Okay, all right. All right, until I see you next time, don't keep dreaming, keep believing in yourself. I know that
Yes.
no matter what, you get there someday. And by